Hey guys, welcome to another video. In this video specifically, I want to unpack how we've managed to grow one of our own businesses with over 300% using meta ads specifically. We'll be unpacking meta ads that you can leverage for a local business that can help it grow because it's worked for us. It's worked for many of our clients in the past. I want to share some of those tactics with you so you can deploy it maybe in your own business. Now, at the same time, I want to say thank you so much for your attention. I won't take it for granted. I'm going to try my best to keep this as short and concise as possible. I hope that I'm getting better with these videos. If there was any value in some previous videos that you've watched, or if this is your first one and you find it valuable and you want to see more content like this, and I want to encourage you to like and subscribe because that would just mean the world to me. Right, any further ado, let's dive in. Let's unpack how we've actually managed to grow a local beauty business, one of our own businesses that we've invested in last year, November, how we've managed to use meta ads in order to scale that business. So for those of you that don't know, we're a top 1% marketing agency in South Africa. At the same time, we've been doing this for quite some time, and we have started an investment arm called V8 Capital, and that division buys into businesses and we grow them with the founders. And that's exactly what we did for one of these businesses. So when it comes to local businesses, we've seen that there are 3 specific ways you can leverage meta ads in order to acquire new customers and clients. I just want to say, like, at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what kind of business you are. This works basically for almost any local business. And we've seen that there are 3 ways that you can leverage meta ads in order to grow that business, even though there are many different things that you can do on meta specifically. Cool. So let's jump onto my computer screen here and let's unpack what you can do with meta. Here are the different types of campaign objectives that you can leverage. Here you've got awareness, you've got traffic, engagement, leads, ad promotion, sales. And there are many different things you can do, but we've seen that there are 3 things specifically, 3 strategies that can actually help you generate demand and sales, because all of these things are going to help you grab attention, but not all of them are going to help you actually create intention under your target market and actually sales at the end of the day as well. And that's what we're going to be unpacking in this video. What objectives should we use in order to drive tangible leads and convert them into sales? So the first thing is leads. I love lead ads. Now, you get different types of leads these days. For example, you get website leads and you get on-form Facebook leads. This is not so much a targeting and setup video, so I'm just going to go the manual route. I prefer to do that. When it comes to the local business space, we can see here that we've now chosen leads and we can decide what we want to do. Here we're going to set the budget. Now, if you're a local business and you have a very small budget, I wouldn't suggest that you spend 250 Rand a day as a start. On the flip side of the coin, I also won't suggest that you spend less than 50 Rand. So I'd say if you're a local business with a limited budget and you want to test this out, let's start with 50 bucks a day. Right, next on, we're going to move on to the ad set level. Here we can see we've got 2 options. We can drive people to a website, or we can ask them to fill in a form. Now, the first strategy that works amazingly well, which will ensure that you have a higher quality amount of leads, would be website leads. For the sake of this video, I'm going to just assume that you know who you're targeting and what you want to say to them. So we're just going to click next. Next, let's move on to the ad level. Here we can upload our creative, primary text, we can create a headline, and here's where you're going to put in your website URL. That's where we want to drive people to. So if you have a website, this is essentially where you want to put that website link so you can drive people there. So here's a quick tip. We don't really drive people to a website. It's just very confusing. People get distracted. There's so much you can do. Sometimes the page load time is also slow. People get impatient. They bounce off. So the best thing we've seen for local businesses is to drive people to a sales page or an opt-in page or just a funnel in general. If you don't know what that is, this is unfortunately not the video to unpack all of that. But in a nutshell, a funnel is very different to a website. A website is where you promote all the different services you have. And you have an About Us page and a Contact Us page and a Services page, and you have testimonials and reviews and all these different things. And even though that's great, it can easily distract someone after they have clicked on an ad. And that is why you want to maybe look at a specific opt-in page or a funnel specifically, because that eliminates all distractions and just focus on the specific offer that you have put in front of them via a Facebook ad. So therefore, from a sales psychology perspective, the ad resonates with the pages you're driving to. And this is one of the biggest mistakes people make when they're driving people to an external platform like their own website. Because remember, this is Facebook and your platform or the website that you're driving them to is external from this. And there needs to be a very strong psychological connection between the two. Because if you're going to say, hey, we've got this amazing car, and you drive them to a website, to the homepage of that website, then people are going to get annoyed because they're going to like, well, listen, I clicked on this ad to see that specific car. Where is that car now? I can't see it anymore. Which means now they have to go and look for that car, search, and you're just annoying them, frustrating them, and most of the time they're just going to bounce off. So ideally, if you are showing them a specific car that is for sale, you want to ensure that you take them to that exact car so they can actually inquire about it, and your sales team can get in touch and potentially convince them to buy it. Now, this goes for every local business. Whatever offer you're putting out there, you want to make sure that the ad actually takes them to the page where you articulate that exact offer. And this is the place you're going to take that link and put put it right in there. Next up, we're going to turn this off. So we're going to say none. Browser extensions, this is just little add-ons where people can call you if there's a number, or WhatsApp, or there's an instant form so they can leave their details. But that's not what we want. We want specifically to drive people to this landing page. So I'm turning all of that off because all of this is just going to distract them, and you're going to end up getting leads that are not as qualified. And then now you need a salesperson who handles all of that for you, where if you had a funnel, the whole process just gets a little bit more streamlined. So we're going to say no to all of that and just ensure that we drive people straight to a page. So next up, when it comes to a tracking perspective, we're going to say, please add website events, because we want to track how many people come to the page, which we call landing page views. What is the cost of that landing page view? And then we're also going to have something like a custom conversion, so that we can actually measure the cost of a lead. So for example, if a cost of a landing page view is $3 and a cost per lead is $30, then we know for every 10 clicks we get, we are getting one lead. And this is how you start to better understand your numbers, because if it's costing us $30 a lead, what is it now costing us to get a sale? So let's hypothetically say that you've got 10 leads. Now the sales team is going to contact those 10 leads, one of them going to convert, which means it's $3 a click to the site, it's $30 a lead, and now it's $300 a sale. And now hypothetically, if you're selling something for $1,000, we know that there's $700 built in profit into this acquisition, excluding the cost of the good that you're selling. But now we know, listen, it's costing us $3 a click, $30 a lead, $300 a sale. We're making $700 profit after the cost of goods. Let's pretend it's $200. Now the actual profit on that is $500. Now you can essentially take 10% of that, which is $50, put it back in your marketing, and you can ramp up your budget from $50 a day to $100 a day. Cool. So that is all website events. The next thing we want to focus on is instant forms. Now, instant forms are really cool because if you don't have a website, this is for you, right? If you're sitting there going, well, I don't have the time or the energy to put a website, I don't have the money to build a website, then this is specifically for you, because you can still collect someone's email address and contact number, which is technically what we call a lead, and you can do that without a website. That is something we call instant forms. So if someone had to click on the ad, a form will pop up, and that will allow them to leave their details if they want to hear from you. So again, let's assume that you know who you're targeting. We're going to move on to the ad level, and here again, you can upload your creative, do your primary text and your headline. So as you can see, we don't have an actual place to put in the URL. We have a form selection. So here you can create a form. So you can just click there and you'll be able to create a brand new form. You can go through the process here. It's very simple. One tip I can share with you is just go to settings and allow people to share the ad. So this is a simple thing that people don't necessarily understand. You see, this says sharing. Now, if you say restricted, then people can't share your lead format with someone else. But what we've seen is that if you press open, then it means that if someone likes this and they want to share it to a friend, they can. So they can say, hey, this beauty business has a special on hair removal treatment. Then they can literally click share that with a friend, and they can also fill in their details. But if you put restricted, that's not going to happen. So moving on, this is basically how the ad will look, right? And if I just use an example that we already have here, we're going to click V8 inquiry 2024. And if we scroll all the way down, then we will see it kind of looks like this. So someone will click on the ad, this will open up. So they're not going to go to the site. This is going to open, and they're going to say, what's your current advertising budget? They're going to say 20 to 50 grand a month, and they're going to put in their name, their website URL. We're going to say next. So here you're going to fill in your email, full name and phone number, and users going to press submit. Now my team will be notified on the back of that. If someone has a healthy marketing budget, they will be able to then call them and prioritize that lead over someone who probably doesn't. And at the same time, that goes straight into our CRM. So you can obviously do your own setup when it comes to the CRM option, or you can just use Zapier. So those of you that don't know, Zapier.com is ZAPIER.com. Amazing. You can literally link your form and then have an email sent, or have an option to put it into your CRM or to into a Google Sheet. And this is one of the biggest mistakes we see local businesses make. So they would run a lead form ad, and then you can obviously download your leads in the ads manager, and they would just do that every single day or every second day, and then try and call those leads. But the problem is most of those leads are already cold because of the fact that they've inquired 2 days ago or yesterday and nobody's contacted them. So you need to really get into the mindset of acting as quickly as possible when a lead comes through, while the memory of the ad is still fresh. Because we live in such a noisy and distracted environment, we've seen that people inquire for ads, they use lead forms in order to leave their details, but when the company phones them 2 or 3 days later, they already forgotten which ad they clicked on, because they most likely have gotten a quote from 3 other companies by using Google ads, or they saw another ad on TikTok, and they don't really know who you are. But if you can contact them within minutes after they've inquired, all of the information that they saw and the reason they actually left their details is still fresh in their mind, which means there's a higher likelihood of them actually coming through to your salon, or potentially making a booking with your business, or even becoming a client. So speed is really just the name of the game at the end of the day. Alright, cool. So we've unpacked the 2 different types of lead campaigns that you can run. One is sending people to a site, one is just creating an instant form. Let's have a look at engagement, because this is something that people underestimate. It can be quite powerful if you have the necessary systems in place. So on a campaign level, you can make your budget whatever you want. We're going to go to the ad set level, and here we can choose, what do we want to have happen. You see here, conversion location. You can say on your ad, calls, website, or Facebook. So you can say messaging apps, because what we're going to do in this strategy is we're actually going to prompt starting a conversation with someone. You can send them straight into Facebook Messenger, Instagram message, or even WhatsApp. But we're going to take the WhatsApp option because that works like a bomb, especially if you have some automations set up on the back of that. Now, please keep in mind that you need a WhatsApp for Business account. If you don't have one, you're going to have to register one. You can't do this with a private WhatsApp. So there's just that to keep in mind. So here we have ad type, and all we're going to do is just leave it at click to message because we want someone to click and then become, a contact. And this is exactly what this will allow us to do. You can have your business number in there. If you haven't registered it, then you can just follow the steps in order to do that. We're going to leave this as maximum number of conversations. So used to think that this is conversions, but it says conversations because that's where we want to start. We want to start conversations. If you were driving traffic, then this will say maximum number of conversions. Just a little bit of fun, useless knowledge that you probably don't need. Right here, so similar to of the other ad levels, you just add your creative, primary text, your headline. You can change this to whatever you want. You can say send message, or you can change the call to action. It doesn't really matter. I mean, you can maybe just say get quote. That works for local businesses, especially if you do quotes. And then what will happen is if someone clicks on the ad, it will actually take them straight into WhatsApp, and that will then prompt a conversation. And here you can set up your automated message. And this is also how it will look. So it'll say here, hey Jandre, please let us know how we can help you. You see that message over there. So you can now start to play around with this. You can give people options. So as a local business, if you're selling beauty treatments, you can create an ad that says, hey, we've got a special on laser hair removal. Then if someone clicks that, you can then say something like, hey Jandre, it looks like you're interested in our hair removal offer. Yeah, it's 50% off if you claim in the next 4 hours. Is this something you want to do? Yes or no? Then it'll say yes. And then you can say, hey, awesome, that's great. All we need is your contact number, email, and name. And then they're going to fill that in automatically as well. Right, so here you can see, hey Jandre, please let us know how we can help. And this will be this part over here. You can change that. So if you were running a hair removal special specifically, you can say, hey, we saw that you're interested in our hair removal offer. You can say option 1, place your booking online, which will take them to something like Salon Bridge. Question number 2 could be speak to a human being. And then what will happen is when they click that, you will know that someone is actually ready to ask a question. And then you can start to have a conversation. The question will be like, hey, where are you guys based? Just wanted to know if this offer is legit. Is this real? Are you fake? You can say, no, we happy, come through, check it out. And the reason we like conversations is because it builds trust and credibility instantly. You see, when someone sees an ad, they have no idea whether your business is legit or real or it's just a scam. And there are so many fraudsters out there that people are very hesitant to just, give someone money or to book a call. So starting a conversation at the end of the day is a really quick way to build trust and credibility, because if you can reply, or someone on your team can reply to that question, then they go, oh, this is real. Oh, okay. Are you guys based there? Oh, I know that area. Yeah, I've been there before. Okay, cool. Immediately they feel more comfortable, which means that they are most likely to come through for that specific booking or potentially accept a quote from your business. And again, same with the lead form ad. It's so crucial to reply to this as quickly as possible and actually maybe have someone with a WhatsApp number on their phone ready to answer these specific questions. This is all a numbers game that we've seen. You might have some leads come through that are not great quality, but if you can nurture them strategically at the end of the day, then you will end up having a great response. And we've seen that this is the biggest difference, is people are just lazy to manage these conversations. And therefore, if they had 10 conversations started every single day at, let's say, 5 or 10 random conversation, then they don't get to those conversations because they either don't have the time or they're just too lazy. They can't be bothered to reply to all of those questions, and they just leave it. And then at the end of the day, they go, oh, well, Facebook ad is not working. Well, it's not that the Facebook ad is not working. The ad was designed to create attention and demand for the specific offer that you have, and it did that. You were just too lazy to convert that attention and demand at the end of the day. This is where the sales process starts to kick in. So to wrap things up, these are really the 3 types of campaigns that we run most of the time for local businesses. They might vary slightly depending on the industry, depending on the business, or depending on the offer that the client has. But at the end of the day, we've seen that leads just work really well, driving people straight to a landing page. Alternatively, lead form ads with a strict, airtight sales process in the back. Some automations that you ideally want to fire. The sales team gets notified via email or via Slack. WhatsApp messages goes out to the specific person who's left their details. You have someone call them, phone them, make a booking online or whatever it may be. And then lastly, you have the conversation starter. If you don't have a website, if you're a very small business and you probably don't have the luxury of creating automations via email and WhatsApp, as I discussed earlier, then you can literally just have manual conversations with these people. But keep in mind, it will be a numbers game and you will require some patience, some tenacity in order to convert those people into sales. And those are really the 3 types of campaigns that I believe can really make a drastic difference in your local business. I really hope there was some value in this video. If there was, I want to encourage you to like and subscribe for more content like this. Now please enjoy the rest of what's left of your day. Much love. Cheers.